How to make a basic lasagna. This Instructable will cover how to make lasagna the American way. This lasagna recipe makes enough to easily feed 8 to 10 folks. If you have sides like salad and garlic bread, one pan could probably feed 12 to 14 folks. Step 1. Ingredients. For the tomato meat sauce, 2 by 28 ounces, canned tomatoes, 2 tablespoons tomato paste, 1 large onion, 1 pound ground beef, preferably lean, 1 pound Italian sausage, dried oregano, Italian seasoning, salt and pepper, fresh basil, olive oil. For the rest of the lasagna, 1 package of noodles, should be around a pound in weight, oven ready or regular, 1 pound mozzarella, 1/2 pound good quality Parmesan, 1 pound ricotta cheese, 1 egg, dried oregano plus basil. Hardware. Large pan to make the sauce in. 13 by 9 baking dish. I recommend glass. Large pot for boiling pasta, if not using oven-ready noodles. Step 2. Making the meat sauce. Part 1. Roughly dice the onion, and mince as much garlic as you want. I used quite a bit, as you can see. Once you've got the veggies prepped, fill your saucepan with olive oil. Heat the pan over medium and cook the ground beef and Italian sausage until browned. If a lot of fat seeps out, drain most of it. You need only a few tablespoons of fat to cook the onion and garlic in. Once you've drained the extra fat, throw in the onions and garlic. Stir this around for a few minutes over medium heat until the onions become soft. Then add in a few good pinches of Italian seasoning, a pinch of basil, oregano and salt, and a tablespoon or 2 of tomato paste. Step 3. Making the meat sauce. Part 2. Now, open both cans of tomatoes and dump them in. Mix it around for a moment, and bring to a light boil. Watch out for splatters. Lower the heat to a simmer and cover. Let the sauce simmer for at least a half hour while you do the rest of the prep work. Step 4. Cook, or don't cook, your noodles at this point. If you're using regular lasagna noodles, you'll need to fill a stock pot with water and cook those. I find it's best to cook them for the shortest time listed on the package, or a minute or 2 under, so they don't get soggy while the lasagna bakes. Once they're done, rinse them with cold water using a colander and set them aside. Try to separate them a bit so they stick less later. If you're using oven-ready noodles, you can worry about them later. Step 5. Prep the cheese and finish the sauce. Grab out a couple handfuls of Parmesan and mozzarella and put them in a small bowl. This will be for topping the lasagna. Place the ricotta into a large bowl, along with 1 egg. Add the rest of the Parmesan and mozzarella, as well as a couple good pinches of Italian seasoning and basil. Mix this all together with your hands. Once you're all done with the cheese, double-check the sauce and adjust the flavors as necessary. You may to add salt, sugar or more herbs. Just keep adding and testing until it's good for you. If you're using fresh basil, chop up a handful and throw it in now. Once the basil is in, stir the sauce well and turn off the heat. Step 6. Assembling. Preheat the oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees C. Make sure your cheeses, noodles and sauce are all within easy reach. Ladle just enough sauce to cover the bottom of the pan. Then place noodles on top of the sauce just to cover, slightly overlapping. If you're using over-ready noodles, follow the box directions. If they're broken, piece them together as much as possible. Spread 1/3 of the cheese mixture over the noodles. Now you'll put more sauce over the cheese and then noodles, more cheese, and then sauce again. You repeat the basic build 3 times. For the 4th and final level, lay down your cheese mixture and top with the rest of the sauce. Now sprinkle the Parmesan and mozzarella you set aside over it. Now bake at 375 F for 40 minutes. If you're using a metal pan, check after 30 and make sure it's not too dark. If it's starting to get dark on top, just pull it out. Smiley face. Step 7. Finished product. Once it's done baking, pull it out and let it sit for a few minutes before cutting into it. Otherwise it will just be hot lasagna lava. Serve it to a bunch of hungry friends and/or family with warm garlic bread and enjoy your hero status.